Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. The Curse of Oak Island. Team discovers clues that a Viking ship may be the ship buried in the swamp. The Curse of Oak Island team has found evidence that the ship thought to be buried in the swamp is a Viking ship and that the Vikings helped the Templar Knights bring treasure to the island. Time is running out for this season of Oak Island, and there's already an end-of-semester feel about the last couple of episodes. However, Rick Lagina and the guys have gathered some great data on their field trip to Europe. The guys have been attempting to retrace the path Templar Knights may have taken through Europe on their way to Oak Island. They had visited Italy, the Netherlands, Denmark, and finally Iceland. Last night, the team visited a Viking ship museum in Iceland and had the opportunity to stand on a recreated Viking ship. The ship's builder informed the guys that this type of vessel was first built in the 11th century but would still be used in the 13th century, which is the time period the Templars would have built the money pit. Interestingly, this ship was a cargo vessel and could have transported up to about 20 tons. Corjan Mall asked the million-dollar question, to which the shipbuilder assured him that this vessel could have sailed to Canada. He also pointed out that the Vikings had been using sail ships to travel longer and longer distances since the 8th century. Oak Island swamp artifact matched the Viking ship. Doug Crowell then noticed a piece of wood attached to the ship's side near the bow. This plank looked almost exactly like the so-called ship's railing the guys found in the swamp in 2020. At the time, that piece was carbon dated to the 8th century. The guys have long suspected a ship lies buried in the swamp. They have often speculated that it could be a Spanish galleon, but perhaps Doug has now spotted evidence that it is a Viking ship. The team also examined an Old Norse manuscript from the medieval ages that featured symbols found in Nova Scotia and Templar strongholds across Europe, such as the four-dotted cross. These symbols also matched those found on an artifact discovered last year on Lot 8, which an expert had previously suggested could be Viking in origin. This all adds to the mounting evidence that Vikings visited Oak Island. Finally, in Iceland, the guys were shown a human-made cave from the 9th century that featured a cross carved into the wall. This cross was the exact configuration of the lead cross found by Gary Drayton, which dates to between 1200 and 1600, and is thought to be of Templar origin. The Oak Island team slowly and surely believes that Templars and Vikings were both on Oak Island in the 12th century and were likely burying treasure there. Oak Island team suspects whoever built Lot 5 structure also created the money pit. Meanwhile, back on Oak Island, archaeometallurgist Emma Culligan examined clay samples taken from the money pit area and the two sites on Lot 5. Emma found that samples from Lot 5 matched those taken from deep within the money pit. The Lot 5 structure was filled in and covered up before the money pit was first discovered in 1795. This means whoever was at Lot 5 was most likely deeply involved in constructing the money pit. Unfortunately, the clock is ticking, and only one episode remains for Season 11. However, fans expect the team to keep pushing right up until the very end. In the twilight of autumn, as the winds whispered ancient secrets through the trees, the island of Oak stood as a silent sentinel in the midst of the boundless Atlantic. Its name carried with it a legacy of mystery, a whispered tale of hidden treasures and enigmatic enigmas waiting to be unraveled. And at the heart of this legend, amidst the rugged terrain and shifting sands, lay the tantalizing promise of a buried Viking ship, its secrets lost to the ages. For years, the intrepid team of treasure hunters, led by the indefatigable Lagina brothers, Rick and Marty, had scoured the island's depths in search of answers. Their quest had unearthed tantalizing clues, from ancient artifacts to cryptic symbols etched into stone, each whispering of a greater mystery lying just beyond their grasp. But it was in the murky depths of the island swamp that the greatest mystery of all seemed to lie. For centuries, rumors had swirled of a ship buried beneath the mire, a relic of a bygone era waiting to be rediscovered. And now, fueled by newfound evidence and a relentless determination, the team embarked on their most ambitious expedition yet. With the dawn of a new day casting its golden hues upon the landscape, the team gathered at the edge of the swamp, anticipation crackling in the air like static electricity. Armed with shovels and determination, they waded into the murky waters, each step bringing them closer to the truth that lay hidden beneath the surface. As they began to dig, the muck and mire yielding reluctantly to their efforts, they uncovered fragments of wood and metal, each piece a puzzle waiting to be solved. And then, amidst the tangled undergrowth, they caught sight of something that sent shivers down their spines, a gleaming shard of metal, adorned with intricate carvings and symbols that spoke of a distant land and a forgotten time. With trembling hands, they carefully excavated the artifact, their hearts pounding with excitement and trepidation. Could this be the key they had been searching for, the link to the legendary Viking ship buried beneath the swamp? Only time would tell. As the day wore on and the sun climbed higher in the sky, the team worked tirelessly, unearthing more artifacts and clues with each passing hour. And then, just as the light began to fade and the shadows lengthened across the swamp, they made a discovery that would change everything. Beneath a thick layer of mud and sediment, they uncovered the unmistakable outline of a ship's hull, its ancient timbers preserved by the cold embrace of the swamp. It was a moment of triumph and disbelief, as the team stood in awe of the centuries-old vessel that lay before them. But their joy was short-lived, for even as they marveled at their discovery, a sense of unease crept over them like a chill wind blowing through the trees. For they knew that with the uncovering of the Viking ship came the realization that they were not alone on the island, that there were forces at work beyond their understanding, forces that would stop at nothing to protect the secrets buried beneath the sands. As night fell and the stars twinkled overhead, casting their pale light upon the island below, the team gathered around a crackling fire, their minds awash with thoughts of what lay ahead. For though they had unearthed the Viking ship they had sought for so long, they knew that their journey was far from over. With the dawn of a new day, they would set out once more, their resolve unshaken and their spirits undaunted, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead in their quest to unlock the mysteries of Oak Island and the curse that had plagued it for centuries. And as they gazed out across the rugged landscape, they knew that their greatest adventure was yet to come.